What's up, guys? Today is Friday. Finally Friday, because today is the best day of the week, because today is Friday. Hamilton's out here. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Sick of the heat, sick of the work. It's Friday. Let's go see what he's got. Y'all, come on. Man, that's a fine looking box right there.
That one looks bad familiar, don't it?
Sure enough. That's a good looking box.
Had a good customer trade this box in for another one.
Really?
Yeah. The box looks like new.
Does look like new.
Yeah. Piece of cardboard in there.
Well, I wonder why somebody would trade that in.
I just upgrading, getting a bigger box.
Well, that's a good looking old box.
Shining.
Ain't got a scratch on it.
Heck no.
Everybody's like, wonder whose box that was.
Be getting text message, hey, I'd take that box. Can you ship that to West Virginia?
If they got enough money, you can't they?
There you go.
All about the money.
That's it. Gotta show somebody the green.
That's right.
Oop, I got stuff falling off the shelf back there.
You got stuff falling everywhere. Looks like a teenager's bedroom in here.
Yeah.
Well, you got a new roll cart.
That's a snap-on roll cart. That one is, show everybody the, let me get some of this out the way real quick. But you can see you got the double wall just like on the toolboxes.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish it had the holes where if you wanted to, you can order the slides and drawers and make it like the big roll cart, but you can't. But the top's like the big roll cart, like the regular roll cart.
Yeah.
They even got the punch out where the bigger roll carts, I think yours has the hole back here, don't it?
I think, yeah, mine's got like a little plastic.
Yeah,
it's got like a cut place.
Or if you want to add a surge protector or anything to it. Pretty nice roll cart.
That's the new style, ain't that?
Yeah, it's another style. Like they got the Blue Point version, but you can tell it's not as heavy duty or as durable as what this one is.
Right. Well, they got a bunch of different kind of roll carts, don't they?
Everybody likes roll carts.
That'd be bad, have to spend 10 minutes trying to figure out which cart you want, instead of, hey, send me a 6-drawer. I want the wide one or the narrow one. Now you got a bunch more thrown in the mix.
Yeah. Instead of the box, you spend more time figuring out your roll cart.
Yeah.
Some people probably do because you spend more time working out your roll cart than you do your toolbox.
Yep. That's what I work out of all the time,
Yeah. Well, I sold the big green one we had on here last week, the one that's sitting sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had another trade-in one. It was green also, that sit from left to right. Sold it this week, and both of them was, or the one that got the small one was the same thing. He bought a big 72-inch box last year, but he rolls it around the shop.
Oh,
he said at first it wasn't bad, but now that it's full, he said you can't roll that sucker around the shop either. It takes 2 people to do it. He said he's tired of that, and this ain't no little boy. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 325, big old fella. He said, but he don't like moving that big old sucker.
Well, I got an email from a dude, and he's from the Netherlands, and he likes watching our YouTube channel, and he was wanting to see the blue and yellow high-vis hammers. I know you had them on here. You may have done sold.
Yeah, like the ones like these.
Yeah.
The part numbers, like this one, just HBBD 32. So for the high vis, this one be HBBD 32HV. For that light blue, like this color, is HBBD 32PB, as in pearl blue. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if they're still doing the pearl blue ones or not, if they're just a special edition at the time. I can type it in to see.
Yeah.
But the colors for it, like, of course, green, red, and orange, just GR and O. But the high V is HV. This make it a little difficult. What would you call this one?
Gray.
I would think it'd be gray too, so it'd be like GY or something. No, this is called titanium.
Oh,
It can't be just
you gotta
gray.
be fancy.
Yeah, and then you got a darker gray one, dark titanium, DT. Too many dang numbers.
Well, I thought that was cool that, you know, he's watching all the way from the Netherlands. But he said he could get all the, you know, his dealer can get the stuff. He just got to have the part number. So
Yeah.
maybe that'll help him out and he'll be able to get what he needs.
Well, tell him, I mean, he could probably Facebook message me, or I'm not sure. I'm sure he could text too. Text me. I get a lot of texts every week, and I get some from other countries. I get a lot from Great Britain, texting, asking questions about part numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
If you text me on the weekend, it'll be Monday before I get back with you. I promise you that, because I ain't studying work on the weekends.
So you don't even want to use Snap-on tools on the weekend?
I don't want to use any tools on the weekend. Yeah.
So the Snap-on bottle opener?
That's the only tool I'm going to use. So yeah, if you text me on the weekend, I'll try to get back with you Monday or Tuesday.
Well.
But yeah, we can help get some part numbers though for people if they need it.
What are you doing, going back old school?
Now this is another demo. I got 3 demo scanners and went to let somebody use this one the other day, and it won't let me activate it in the computer to let somebody use it. Because you know, like on the demos, they don't have a 20-day lease period on it. You know, you got to go back in and reactivate it. And this one's not even letting me, give me the option to activate it. So I haven't called Snap-on yet to talk to them and figure out what's going on with it. I looked at probably like, oh, that's outdated, throw it away now, you know.
So what's the difference between the Stylus and the Apollo?
Well, the Apollo has smart diagnostics. Stylus don't have smart diagnostics. Now, the difference in the Stylus Ultra and the Stylus Edge is the Stylus Edge has the SureTrack capabilities. As long as you're up to date, you can use SureTrack. I ain't sure if this one has the troubleshooter or not. I know the Edge does have troubleshooter.
It must be something with Snap-on, because remember you had a little trouble getting my Apollo to...
Yeah, it didn't want to activate either at first day.
You know why? Because that scanner knew that I was supposed to get a 100th anniversary, and not just a regular one. That's what it was. That was the whole thing right there. Like, you're selling the wrong one.
Yeah,
you're selling the wrong one.
Yes, they won't let me get into it. It says the loaner period has expired and won't let me reactivate it.
Well, Snap-on going to have to give you a new one then, ain't they?
Let's go into a demonstration. I don't want to let me do demonstration mode either. Yeah. Need to call them and get it checked out, see what's going on with it.
That sucks. I bet they can fix it though.
Yeah.
I know it.
Might cost me money, but I'm sure that they can.
Old Dale Marsteller and them guys, they slick on them scanners now.
Dale's a great dude, and for people who don't know who Dale Marsteller is, he's the guy that's our rep for ProLink stuff. I don't like every Snap-on rep don't know everything about all of it, but some of our team is great people. Dale, he's top notch. You don't get no better person than what Dale is.
He come here and we worked with some of the stuff with Snap-on the Davy software versus the Snap-on software, and there's a couple of glitches and issues, and he's from New York, I think, wasn't it? And come down here
somewhere or another. Well, he was here for we had a training thing for ProLink that he put on for us. Had a bunch of people out there to try it out, and I asked him for Clay, because Clay got the ProLink. I was like, hey, I got a customer who got this right here, and the Snap-on won't do it, but the factory software does do it. He's like, I don't know. He said it's supposed to. They said it would. I said, well, his ain't. And you can ask Clay. The very next morning, I give him Clay's address, and I come up here at lunch, and he was still here, which shocked me because he had a flight.
Well, what they did is when he got here, I showed him what the factory software would do, and then, you know, he tried it with the Snap-on, and then he did a couple other things, and he goes in there and gets on the internet with his laptop, and they start running some stuff back and forth through with Snap-on Corporate. And by that afternoon, it was fixed. Like, it was a done deal. Completely finished.
I think he even tried it with mine, because I mean mine's unlimited. It got everything on it. Being a demo version, it has all of it. But yeah, Dale's a great dude. If he don't know it, by God, he'll get you an answer, and he'll call you back quick too.
He's slick, because that afternoon he had it all going and working. I mean, he's a good dude. Somebody trade in a air.
No, this is a demo. I had one that a guy was wanting 2 or 3 weeks ago, and
I didn't have on it then, ain't he?
Now everybody's used this bad boy. This is a demo one. I had this one from when I first started.
Wow.
But he actually bought one this morning. It's like 16. Been with me since it's brand new.
Well, I know you come yesterday and picked up that roll cart and them tools.
Yeah.
And Hamilton had one of those true sunlights or whatever you call it. What's that thing called? Sure Suns or whatever you call it.
I found this one. You see the difference in this light on my hand?
Yep.
Compared to some of the other ones, then you got another one out the box.
You can kind of see right there behind him how it mimics the natural light that comes through the window. You can see the shade of that light versus that light.
Yeah,
it's the
like
same.
It's on your arm and stuff.
So when he was going through all that stuff, I seen he had one of those lights right there in the box. I said, "Holy cow, that's what I need," because I've been wanting to add another one, you know. So I actually bought it yesterday in a pair of side cutters, and it wasn't my regular day.
I had to stop and pick up some toolboxes because we was running low.
But I was like, man, when I seen that, I was like, somebody will probably buy that because I done been bragging about it too much about how good it works for pictures and videos.
I got other customers, of course, that watch the videos every week too, and they asked me like, "What about this right here?" Like, I showed you that like 3 weeks ago. I don't even remember that, but I seen it on the video. I was like, "All right, well, I'll show you again next week," you know. And that just shows you how much people pay attention to me when I'm talking.
That's right.
About like my wife and kids, none at all.
What you may have to do is when you want them to listen to you, is video it, upload it, and then send them the link, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Dad wanted me to take out the trash and wash the truck this morning."
Yeah.
But yeah, those lights are fantastic.
Yep.
For video and
like I said, I found this
pictures.
One was in the shop. I was going through some stuff this morning. Like I said, I had to get up early. My wife and kids headed out of town. I was out to go through some stuff, but you can have that if you want it.
Here's the part number, guys, because somebody
is gonna ask. I'd make a bet that somebody still asks about the part number, even though you're showing it on there.
Well, if you want to take, like, that's how we always make Hamilton look so good in a lot of our videos. See, we got that. Look at that California glow on him right there. That's like a model. Like Snap-on will have him as the model for next year on their catalog. But that's the secret is right there. And I have got, which you've seen my studio. A lot of people hadn't seen my studio. But I've got a lot of money invested in those big lights. And they work. They add the filler light that you need.
Yeah.
But that is the real hero
I know,
of all the studio lights.
A lot of guys see pictures and stuff of Clay's, like what he does on the toolboxes and stuff. You'll see, like, he had to take a picture of that. But what y'all don't see is
where
this sitting right here because the camera's right there. I get to see that stuff because I come in here any given time.
A lot of people don't realize how much work and time goes into, like, if I was
going to
photograph that ratchet, first thing I'd have to do is wipe all the fingerprints and junk off of it.
But every picture is where you can read everything on them.
But they don't realize the work, but that's the whole secret right there. Like, there's somebody in Hollywood probably pissed off right now, or some professional product photographer is probably pissed because I'm giving away a secret like that. But no, seriously, that's the key to all my good pictures and the cool lights in the studio.
Clay, you got a couple of them, and he'll use all of them too.
They work good.
Yeah, and they last. Suckers hold a charge for a long
I seen
time.
somebody was fussing on Instagram when I posted the picture talking about the switch was going out. And he's talking about, oh, it didn't last, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I don't know, dude. I'll be honest with you, I don't use mine for work. I bought that strictly for video and photography, and I've never had a minute's trouble with it. And we've shot some really, really long videos, like those impact videos and stuff.
I mean,
they work.
As far as if somebody wanted to fix a switch, of course you can send it to Snap-on, but there's just a couple of screws and the whole housing comes apart. You can probably get you another switch put in it if you didn't want to wait 2 or 3 weeks on another one to come back in.
Well, I'm a firm believer. If you shoot a YouTube video, guys,
called True Lights, or Body Shop guys probably know them as Sunlights.
Well, you're a Snap-on guy, and order you about 3 of these, and yeah, you'll thank me later.
Yeah.
It'll make an ugly woman look good in the sunlight. That California glow on her right there.
Clay got some, he got some high dollar stuff. He got some high dollar lights, cameras, but then he used those cheapo Snap-on lights to get the real picture out of it.
Lights. But that, like, people always ask me, like, what kind of camera to use? What kind of lens to use? What kind of this to use? What kind of that? It's the secret's lighting. The shading and the lighting is what makes video or pictures is what it is. Like, you can take, no kidding, you could take a camera phone on a the old school flip phone Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
And you can take a good picture with that.
That's
if you got the lighting stuff right, you know. I agree. That was my best phone
That's
too.
the best phone I've ever had.
Yeah. I tell you, man, I would use it hands-free. I would open it, and I would stick the flap, you know, the part up under between my hat.
These. Well, this is a, I think it's an iPhone X. Clay will know I bought it from him.
XR.
XR. But my son got one of these. Same one I got. His screen's busted and everything. Of course, he had dropped his 2 or 3 times. Shoot, I had that Razr fall off the top of my truck, been ran over, and all kind of stuff. And
my Razr buttons was so wore out.
Couldn't even see them.
The silver rubbery stuff, you couldn't even tell what number.
Yeah.
And you remember that's when text was, if you wanted to mash C, you had to mash
A,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And I could text without looking, you know, like I could text fast too.
To write a paragraph.
Like 600 clicks to write 3 sentences, but
hey, how are you doing?
you know, then they come out with that predicative text after that.
That messed everybody up.
And man, that was tough.
I'm show everybody.
I called everybody duck you. Not duck. Then you'd try to type it out again and be like, duck. And like the text messages read like, duck, 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 duck.
I got a app on here. I'm trying to find a just a message. I'll do this one because this ain't got no prices on anything. But I my wife downloaded an app on my phone called Grammarly because I can't spell for crap. But this thing will tell you if it's wrong or not. Like it's their predictive text, or like when you put like they're over there, and instead of putting THERE on every time you use there, it'll correct it, put the right there in it, or if you use the they are and all that stuff.
If y'all have ever tried to read some of these YouTube comments, y'all need to download that app right there, because I'm like, what?
I try to cipher through them. I'm like, this dude's already drinking.
I know some guy sent me an email, and I tried to read it, and it was just all over the place. And he sent me one the next day. It was funny. Like, I wish I could go back and find it. I put a screenshot. He sent me one the next day. He said, sorry about that. Was in the whiskey bottle pretty hard. He said, let me try that again. And of course, it all was normal that day. Yeah. I was like, all right, then. That's a good excuse right there. I can live with that.
That app makes me look looks a lot smarter on the other end of the cell phone when you text. Like, dang, this dude got some good English right here.
That's funny, man.
Except when you try and cuss your wife out or something through text messages, it wants to correct all that stuff. Then you get mad.
She'd be like, what are you talking about? Duck. Duck, 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 duck.
Just playing. I don't cuss my wife out through text messages. I wait till I see her face to face, all right?
You man enough to scream at her and take it like a man, huh?
Yeah. You can't have no paper trail on anything like that.
Hamilton said he always gets the last word. It's yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I always tell everybody I wear the pants in my family, but she irons them and lays them out and makes sure that I got them on before I leave the house.
Straight, too.
That's it. Well, I know you got a whole bunch of Blue Point stuff in.
Yeah, just some Blue Point. We got 3 things in of the 100th anniversary stuff, and I sold all 3 of them already this week. Got 2 screwdriver sets and an impact. The screwdrivers look pretty neat. That's the first 100th anniversary ones I had.
Yeah. I seen them when we went on Virgil's truck that day. They're cool.
Yeah.
But see, my problem is if I bought them, I wouldn't want to use them.
Yeah. Well, that's like the...
Because I'm picky about, since I bought those high-vis snap-on ones.
Yeah.
Like, once again, it's that OCD. And I can't help it. And it really is a bad thing to have. A lot of people say, God, I wish I had that problem. No, you don't. Because it drives me insane. Like, those screwdrivers, I will only use inside a vehicle. Like, I use my other ones that's already dirty and stained up and cruded up. I use them working under a hood or whatever. When I'm working inside, especially a nice vehicle, like I did an Equinox the other day, and it was like a pin on the inside. I use those screwdrivers inside that car.
Let me tell you about Clay's dirtied up tools and everything, okay, y'all? This is a screwdriver he traded in a couple weeks ago. This is dirtied up tool, though. I mean, I put it back up here to sell brand new.
And everybody says, oh, you don't use your tools. You don't use your tools. Now,
if you're on TikTok, you can see how much he uses his tools, because he does a TikTok video for about near every vehicle he works on. I hear they're throwing parts outside or something to cussing them out or something.
I can do a lot more on TikTok than I can on YouTube. But I really do. I really use my tools, but I don't abuse them, you know, and I clean them up. Like, I spend a lot of time to go through the trouble of making sure my tools are clean. Like, I will, to the point where I get a pick and a tub of towel, and I will clean the cracks
out of the sockets
before I put them back on my socket rails.
And Clay's tools look new too, because this ain't Clay's pry bar. This is what Clay uses for a pry bar.
That's right.
No pry bar, pry bar.
You know, when Bill first started here, and
I
love Bill to death.
Bill's a great dude.
I love Bill. But now he would take a hammer,
beat on the end
and hit the end of that. And I would just cringe. I really would. Like, seriously, I would cringe. But my daddy taught me at a very young age to take care of my tools. Like, and I, you know, at 8-year-old, when you're using his tools to work on your bicycle or whatever, you don't really think about how much that snap-on ratchet costs that you just tightened up the bicycle peg with. That never crosses your mind.
Right.
But what will be a grand reminder is that big ass beating that he will give you when you leave it in the driveway. Like when he takes his belt and he beats you from your ankles to the back of your head and back down again because you left it there, it changes your attitude towards tools. And maybe he beat me a little too much. Maybe I took it to the excessive level, but I'm proud he did.
Yeah. Talking about Bill, when I first started coming around this, how long have I been here now?
Over 2 years.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Almost 3.
Yeah,
or
almost
maybe
3
it
years.
is 3 years.
Of course, everybody's seen Bill's big purple box that he had in there, big Matco purple box with the hutch and everything on it. And then all his tools, I thought Bill bought all black tools. No, he didn't. Bill bought anything. Then he went to all green after we got him a green box, but he bought anything. But he would change the oil with his, obviously not with the quarter inch, but with his ratchet, get oil all over it. Then he'd throw it back in the box.
He would just throw it back in the box too.
And it might not even be in the ratchet drawer. They just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Now, with Wally came around and Bill seen, Wally was worse than Bill.
Well, I almost had Bill out of it.
Yeah, Bill was already
before
good
Wally started.
Yeah.
But once Wally come in here and Bill was at least, at that point, I think, like there's different stages. When you go from super dirty tools to clean tools, like you got the I don't care guy that throws them back in the box. Then you've got the guy that at least wipes them off with a shop rag. It may not be a clean shop rag, but he at least wipes them off.
Yeah,
so his tools are only like 80% dirty. Then you got the guy that wipes them off, then uses a tub of towel on them, and then wipes them off again
with a clean, dry rag,
and then throws them back in his box. And his tools are clean.
Yeah.
Well, Bill was to the, I'm wiping them off with a rag, that's good enough, 80% fine. And then when Wally come around and put his 80% dirty tool back in Bill's box, and he seen it had grease on it, it's like everything started changing for Bill. He's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start cleaning my tools up a little better.
Yeah.
So Bill bought tub of towels, and he bought some Snap-on wipes, and his tools are clean now.
Yeah. When Wally first came in, Bill was not a fan of Wally at first because of the way, not of his personality, because Wally's a great dude.
You know, I mean, it's just the tool.
How he did the tool thing, and Bill would be aggravated, but then he learned to cope with it because Wally never changed on all that.
When Wally was working on stuff, he would say, "Hey, give me a so-and-so, give me a 15 millimeter, or give me a ratchet, a 1/2 inch drive ratchet." Well, I would go to my roll cart and give him my tools. Well, then they wouldn't come home, or they'd be in oil dry or covered in grease or left on the floor. So then when Wally would ask for stuff, I started going to Wally's box and would get it. Well, Bill did the exact same thing. I watched Bill through the time Wally was here. He started out, would go to his green roll cart, pull out stuff and give it to him. And then he would be all dirty or cruded up or not taken care of. So Bill would be like, "Wally, where's your so-and-so at?" He said, "I don't know, it's in there somewhere." Bill spent 5 minutes digging through that box to find it.
When he says somewhere, that's true, because Wally had two roll carts and a box, and you never knew where anything was at. He replaced sockets that he had in the floor in there. He just didn't want to pick them up.
That day he finally cleaned everything up. He had like 15 sockets or something. It was a bunch of them. It was a whole peg full, and then it was like 4 loose sockets laying in front of it where he found them all.
Oh, Wally.
Me. Oh boy, it was something else.
Yeah, Wally was a good dude though. Just didn't clean up nothing.
But we got Bill finally to the point where he takes care of his stuff. Like,
it's all organized and everything now.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I know I probably get on a lot of people's nerves the way I clean up tools. But like Brother Kevin, he come up here one day and was working on his truck, and he was fixing to hit my screwdriver with a hammer. And Bill was here, and I reached and I grabbed his arm. I said, we don't do that now. And he looked at me like I was crazy. Bill's like, don't do that. He gets you a pry bar. Just don't do that. Because I'm telling you, if he'd hit it with a hammer, I'd have been calling you and been like, "Hamilton, I need a number 2 Phillips. It needs to be red.
Brother Kevin don't pay for it.
Put it on Kevin's account." Because that's how I roll right there.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you ain't got to use my tools. It won't bother me one bit. I promise you. You know?
Oh, Kevin, he's a good dude too.
Yeah, he is a good dude. But now the last time he worked on his truck up here, and it was a really greasy job. It was a bad greasy job. I helped him do it. We had all the tools laying up there. The first time he did it, he put them back in my box. And I talked to him the next time. I said, "Look, I don't care what you use. Don't put it back in my box dirty, because then you get my box dirty. Then I got to clean my tools and my box."
Yep.
But when I clean my box, I pull everything out of that box and clean the whole entire liner, not just that one little spot. That's just how it is, because when I scrub it with a tub of towel, then I got a shiny spot right there.
And he's telling the truth, because I've been here with the whole drawer been pulled out cleaning. And it's not just the drawer, it's the mat too.
Like, no, I'll pull the drawers out of my box once a year and clean the inside, like up in there.
Yep.
Once a year. But anyway, I told him, I said, just lay them on top of that roll cart. I mean, I'm not asking you to clean them up. I'll clean them up. Just lay them on top of that roll cart. I'll take care of it. Well, that day he stayed and he helped me clean all them tools. He'd get through with one of them. It was so funny. Like, he'd get through with it. He'd wipe it down and say, "Is that good enough? That look good? Okay." And then he'd put it in the drawer.
All right. Yeah, I can hear it. All right. Yeah, that
one. All right. I just want to make sure. But I don't know. I mean, I look at things different. A lot of people look at them as just tools or whatever, but I don't care if you've got Donald J. Trump's money. If you spend $150 right there, that's $150. And that's $150 I don't never, ever want to buy again. And because I spent that $150, It's got that name on it, and that man that sold it to me, I won't never have to buy it again. So I do take pride in it, and I try to take care of them and clean them up, because I want it to work every time. And plus, I can't stand to get grease on the inside of a car.
Yeah, that's so enough bad, especially some of these, because there's not cheap cars out there no more. You got expensive cars and you got real expensive cars.
Well, see, we bought that Lincoln MKX. You remember that?
Yep.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
We bought it at the dealership. The cup holders, the fingers wouldn't come out in it. So you put a small drink in there, it turn over. Well, I mean, that's a high dollar car.
Yeah.
You expect it to be right. So we take it back, and as soon as we get in from the dealership and get ready to leave, I got in on the passenger side. My wife was driving. First thing I noticed, there was grease on the seat. It was probably come off that guy's pants, but it was grease that had got in the perforated holes.
Oh.
Well, then it got on my wife's work pants, which were tan dress pants. And then I get to looking, and there's grease on the console. Of course, the car had tan, very light tan interior in it. And the seats were very, very light tan. So I was not happy about that. And that all boils back down to where if that dude would have took like 30 seconds and cleaned this crap up.
You know, in at a dealership, they probably got seat covers and stuff too in dealership. Maybe not your regular mom and pop shops, but a dealership where they have the seat cover thing that they can put in there to where, because I mean, you mechanic, you know, you're going to get grease on your clothes every now and then, but you ain't got to go get in somebody's vehicle. It don't matter if it's leather, cloth, 1980 square body, or a 2000 BMW.
That's
you
true.
still take care of it because that's your livelihood. So.
Well, that's like Wally that day. We was working on I think it was a Nissan Maxima or Altima or Sentra or something, but it had a tan interior in it, and he had grease in the floorboard.
Mm-hmm.
It took him longer to clean the grease out of it than it did to do the job. Yep. So sometimes it pays to be a little
careful.
I
remember that too. That wasn't a good day here in the shop.
Bad. And that was a dealer's car too.
Yeah.
That was the really bad part about it. So, all right, guys. Well, I guess we're gonna turn this thing off. We wasted enough of Hamilton's time and y'all's time, but it was fun to reminisce and talk about some of the cool stuff. But like always, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you want some more merchandise, it's right over there. Look in the description for cool tools, discount codes, all that stuff. You like it? Hit the thumbs up. Click that subscribe button. Y'all have a great one. We'll catch you next time.